Welcome back, my friends, to the second installment of the Ultimate Infernal Max series. I don't want to waste any time, and I want to start off real quick by thanking you all for the ridiculous amount of support I've gotten.
Thank you!
When I uploaded this, obviously anybody's going to be a little bit apprehensive with their first upload. I really put my heart and soul into that first episode, and I was kind of just blown away by the amount, and I just keep getting it, just keeps coming to the recognition, so I can't thank you all enough, really. I mean, it really means a lot. Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't give a huge thank you to Behemoth for featuring me on his channel. I mean, it's given me some really solid exposure, and I really want to thank him for that. On the first episode, we really just kind of covered what's happened so far on this account. I didn't want to just dunk you guys right into some endgame without any explanation of where I've been so far. So, if you haven't seen that one, like, really do, what do you do? Like, go right now. I'm going to put the link right here. Watch the first one because you're going to be lost if you don't. Not to mention, like, there's so much 3D animation in that. You'll probably enjoy it. Just saying. Alright, if you went to watch that, welcome back. Before we get into the content today, I'm just going to mention my voice is a little scuffed right now because I'm at the tail end of being sick. Because of that, I've kind of waited to start the voiceover for this and the editing process for this one. But, I don't know, it's not that bad anymore, so. Speaking of scuffed voices, I'm going to make this disclaimer real quick. The first episode and up until this point right now, I'm using my updated setup. But everything that you see in this episode, gameplay-wise, is going to be using my old audio setup, which, it's not the best. I mean, it's not the worst either, but it's not the best. So, if the audio quality goes down a bit, that's why. Pretty sure you're only going to have to endure that for this episode, though, because it gets fixed after that. And the only other thing is the video, too. I was recording with something less than 1920 by 1080, so if it looks a little pixelated, that's why for a little while. That might be for more episodes than the first one, honestly. I'm going to roll the intro now. Just so you know, though, I sped it up because this speed was actually what I made this at. I had to slow it down because I got feedback that people couldn't see what was going on because it was too fast. But now that you've seen it, you might enjoy it at a faster pace. This is what it was originally made at.
Speed up.
Alright guys, as promised, this episode is about the Corrupted Gauntlet. If you don't know anything about it, all you really need to know is that you're just tossed into this kind of dungeon where you have a few minutes to scavenge what you need to be able to fight this boss, which is the Corrupted Hunllief. He's no pushover. I'll go over some more details on this boss in just a bit here, but this isn't a guide, keep that in mind. Aside from the loot this place has to offer, I also need to do the combat achievements. Before I started recording my gameplay, I actually completed 10 of 11. All I have to do is the 6-minute 30-second speedrun. This episode's goal is to finish that task and hopefully just get lucky along the way. The meal ticket here is the Boa Fahanihinin, or the Bofa as people call it. You probably know of at least a couple people that have gone really dry for this thing, and I shake in my boots at the thought of that, to be honest. It just makes me honestly kind of lose sleep over the thought of going dry here.
Come on, Granite Man, get the enhanced. Oh, yes! Yes!
I put some images on screen here now about what we're looking for. So the enhanced crystal weapon seed is the Bofa, or it could also be made into a really good sword, which I'm not interested in. It is a 1 in 400, so it's kind of hard to come across.
I got the pet, bruv. I got the pet. I got the pet. Oh no, bruv.
At my skill level, the Corrupted Gauntlet is roughly around 8 minutes per run if I'm not trying to go super fast with it. So if you do the math, it's rough to go dry here. You can take a long time to get what you're after here sometimes. The Bofa was actually added to the game as sort of a appeal to the community for how mad they were when they nerfed the toxic blowpipe, which has been around for ages. I mean, if you ask me, they kind of overtuned the Bofa, and now it's OP just like the blowpipe was. But this very overpowered bow is in the game, and I would be handicapping myself to not go for it, so we're doing it. The Bofa on its own is really nothing to write home about, but when you combine it with the damage and accuracy bonuses that the crystal armor gives, this thing is insane. We're talking 15% extra damage and 30% extra accuracy. That is enough firepower to render any monster utterly defenseless. Mudkip, if you're watching this, I hope you're proud of me. Alright, enough dilly-dallying around, let's get to the content. The audio for this clip was like super scuffed with music in the background and stuff, so I'm just gonna talk over it. I actually had 2 crystal armor seeds already before I started recording anything, so this is just me making the crystal legs to kind of save some inventory and replacing the Gamechops that I've had for a long time. I already had another pair of Gamechops in the POH storage, so those just got dropped over to the normie. Made the crystal legs, so I don't need these anymore. Oh. I didn't even know I had another set of those. Well, never mind. Actually, let me check what I do have here. Oh, right, I'm really close on Sarah. Man, that's the only one I have on the... Okay. So I've been working on the combat achievement stuff. Yeah, it's like... I want to keep grinding this Bofa, but like I kind of feel like it would be silly to not kind of try to knock out the tasks at the same time, so I've taken some time periodically to try to like knock out each one of these, and I don't know, I think I spent about 2 hours last night trying to do like the Corrupted Warrior, because I've never done T3 prep and stuff like that, but yeah, the Wolf Puncher, funny thing about that, I actually thought that you had to, like, punch. I thought it was, like, you know, just inherent there that you had to punch, so I went and I didn't read the attuned part, so apparently you can have a basic weapon. So, yeah, it's just normal 5-to-1, but, yeah, I spent, like, way too long on that for what it was. It actually seems pretty easy now that I think of it, but... yeah, all we got left is the hardest one, really. I've been getting like 7 minutes, but I don't know how I'm going to get to 6:30. I've got the Vengeance and everything, but just can't get the right RNG. Hopefully we get it soon. I don't want to give a detailed explanation on the whole Corrupted Gauntlet, but I will give you a few of the mechanics of the Hunllief fight if you're unfamiliar. I'll start with the attack that he just used. These are commonly referred to as the tornadoes. They just follow you around, and each one will connect with you for like 20 plus damage, so don't let them touch you. The other movement aspect of this fight is the tiles on the floor. They periodically change and they get bright like they just did, and if you're standing on them when they're bright, you're dead. I mean, it's just rapidly hitting you for 20 plus damage. The other side is the combat side. I mean, go figure, it's a boss. What makes the Hunllief unique is that he prays against your attacks, so you have to constantly be switching weapons. Don't forget that he's hitting you too, so you need to pray properly against him. Each of these mechanics on their own, not that bad, but you combine them and you're in for a wild ride. Better luck next time. So this speedrun challenge it's pretty difficult because you need to get really good at moving fast and being very efficient with your prep. If you get a bad prep, you can pretty much just say goodbye to the 6-minute 30-second time. This run was a good example though of like one that had potential, but I got the Bear Demi-Boss, which gives you a melee weapon upgrade, and I don't typically do melee. I like to use the mage in range because you get to shoot anywhere in the room, gives you a lot of versatility, and you don't have to focus on movement as much. You probably noticed that I really love to use the 117 HD plugin. It adds like a really immersive just atmosphere to most of these dungeons. The problem that I've come across with CG is that when you go to open or load new rooms and zones and stuff, it'll pause and you'll lose a couple ticks. Sometimes those pauses will even hit at the worst times during Hunllief, and yeah, I mean, I've died to stuff like that. It makes the game look so cool, but for CG, like losing 7 to 8 minutes because of it, not the greatest. One of the other RNG factors that you're going to face while going for this is like, even if your run goes great, everything's fantastic, you get in the rhythm and you're just flow state, you don't always know what Hunllief's going to do. Sometimes he's just having a bad day and he's like maxing on you. If you're praying correctly against him and you have T1 armor, 13 is the max, I'm pretty sure. You wouldn't really go for T2 or T3 in a speed run. Even if I was on pace with this run, this is a good example of him just ripping into me, man. Like, he was just hitting non-stop. I wasn't catching any zeros at all. It's just, he just gives you a run for your money sometimes, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just gotta sit there and take it, and just hope that you're at least putting in enough DPS to like get the kill, so that, you know, it's not a waste of 8 minutes. Sadly, reviewing this clip, yeah, it doesn't look like I had enough DPS. I'm not hitting enough. Oh my gosh, he's just ripping into me too. Good fight. Easy does it. 99 KC. That trolled me, man. Okay, I knew that was gonna happen eventually, though. It is what it is. I'll take it. Extra shards, I guess. Oh, look at that fatty loot, too. The Alks there. Forgot to mention the elite clue. I mean, dang, look at that. That's such a stacked. That's a crazy amount of loot right there. Got him. Okay. PB? No, not even close. Not even close. Alright, let's see what we got. 100 KC. Garbage. It is currently 1 o'clock in the morning, and I've done a lot of CG today. I'm kind of burnt. Making really sloppy mistakes, so never good to keep pushing it when you're at that point, you know. I got stuff to do in the morning anyway, so I'll catch you guys later. Well, in the next clip. It'll be like seconds for you. Anyways. 101 KC, let's get it. I didn't even realize I have an elite clue. Oh, that happened last night. I can't wait for future episodes when there's none of this old scuffed audio that I have to go through and voice over because it's too bad. Anyways, we got a collection log here. We're just doing this step for the elite clue. It can be kind of spooky here sometimes, but luckily I don't have anything in Hespori right now. Otherwise, situations like these would be stressful for a U.I.M. So I was doing this clue, and I noticed that it says you'll receive a clue casket, and I thought that was kind of odd. I guess it's just for this step. It's always going to say, I guess you'll always get a casket here, because that's really weird. I'm guessing you can only get this step like late into a clue to guarantee a casket. I don't know, just leave a comment if you know more about this. Okay. Okay. I think I might have a piece of that already. Deer Stalker. Let's put it on. Oh dude, that looks so sick. So I might have gotten a piece of this before you could stash partial stuff. Deer stuff. Oh, let's go! Sweet. It just goes straight in on its own. I thought it was part of the... Oh, I'm dumb. I thought it was part of the Musketeer set. That's probably a PB. I don't know about that. Oh, dang, dude. Not even a PB. Hi, it's me from the future. This audio was super scuffed, so here I am commentating. We got a crystal weapon seed. Yippee! I then proceeded to monologue with my scuffed microphone how I dropped the 117 plugin because it was pausing rooms when I was opening them. It's nice to play with it, but you know, it's not for Gauntlet. I don't recommend it there. So recently I've been seeing some chatter on Reddit, and people in my clan have kind of been telling me maybe I shouldn't be doing CG because of this bug that was shown, that I guess it wipes your temporary storage, and like you could end up like, basically it's a horrific story for U.I.Ms. I'm kind of the opinion that like that's gonna be super rare to occur. I'm really hoping I don't eat my words on that, but it's what I want to be doing in my progression right now, and who knows how long it's gonna take for them to get to that, if they ever do address it. So I don't know, man. Just wish me luck that it doesn't happen to me, I guess. But I'm not really trying to like stop my progression towards Infernal Cape right now. I was watching this Hunllief fight back, and I think it's got a couple good things in here to emphasize. You can see that when I come into the room, he's not really in a good spot. You want him to be like right up against the wall, one tile away from a wall in the corner. In order to move him, you gotta step under him like I just did, but you're gonna do it with the right timing because he'll stomp you, and that messes with the whole rotation. It's just bad to get stomped. The other reason I like this clip is because it shows a good example of me trying to learn what's called 5 to 1. I'm not going to go into detail on how to do 5 to 1 because there's plenty of guides out there, but you'll notice that I'm hitting him here 5 times with a magic attack, and then before I hit him with the 6 attack, in order to not make him change to magic protect, I actually switch to my fist and I make him pray melee instead. It's kind of required to learn this to get the 6 minute 30 second speedrun. You saw nothing. If you really don't want to learn 5 to 1, there is another option. Just get totally blessed by RNG. Like this run. You can see just everything's going so well. I have everything I need. I hit a fat vengeance right there. There's a range right next to the major. I mean, look at this. This is beautiful. I'm just running past all the supplies I need. It's just lovely. Right about this point, I'm realizing I need that cotton, and this is a perfect run. There it is, dude. It's like literally just got handed to me. There's fish right here, and I have more than enough shards. I've been given a golden opportunity here, and I better not blow it. At this point, my nerves are high because there's like a perfect run on the line, and I'm just praying that, you know, Hunllief doesn't spank me and I do decently on him. But as you can see, dude, I'm ripping into him, man. This is so good. Supplies are looking good, and we're in the final phase. I'm slapping him sideways, man. I was bricked up, let me just say.
Oh, let's go! Oh my gosh, I actually got it. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Oh. Woo! I'm so happy. That's just, I get to do things so much easier now. I can't believe I did that. Like, I didn't even need 5 to 1 for that. That was so sick.
Well, there you have it, guys. It's as easy as that. Realistically, I don't even know what the odds are with a run like this. Probably like 1 in 200 to even get the right RNG for spawns and everything. And then on top of that, you have to, I don't know. I'd say that was a 1 in 1,000 run, if I had to guess. The best part about getting that done is that I get to approach this BOPA grind with a much more relaxed mindset. There's really no need to sweat anymore, and the skills that I learned along the way of being like really fast and efficient, I can still kind of apply them, but only in a sense that it's not going to take any extra energy for me to do so. Initially I was actually thinking I would just make this episode about the combat achievements, but like, we kind of spooned that, honestly. So the new goal for this episode is to complete the full crystal armor set or get the enhanced crystal weapon seed, whichever comes first. With that said, let's keep on grinding, baby.
Roll the clips. Another weapon suit. Dang, dude.
The live reaction to this clip got screwed up, so I'll do my best to reenact it. Let's go, boys. Just kidding, dude. That's 3 out of 6. That's actually really high. We are just flying through these, aren't we? 4 down and 2 to go. 4 seeds in 123 KC. We are quite ahead of the rate. Killing it. Jumping ahead here to 150 KC, nothing of any consequence the last 20 kills. For some reason I didn't get the opening of this chest, but we did get an elite clue.
Hey, we got the casket. Oh, just about what you'd expect, huh? Oh, let's go! Dude, that's it! That's the armor! Oh my goodness, and look at the Elks. Let's go!
This armor seed luck is really coming in clutch. I mean, we're way ahead of rate, and we only have 1 more to get to complete the set. Looks kinda clean, don't you think? With the crystal body acquired, we don't need this Bandos D-hide top anymore, so we're throwing it in the POH. But as a U.I.M, you just can't take it out unless you complete that full set, which we're not even close to on Bandos. Nothing shows up. Whoa. Triple blood runes. That's probably not that uncommon, I guess, but that's funny. And my voice just cracked. Let's not forget that. This is getting a little too easy for me. What do we get? Garbage. It's just a matter of racking up KC now, I guess. Oh, number 6. Alright. Okay, this is me from the future again. Just totally crushed the drop rate for this. There's supposed to be 1 in 50. And here I am with 6 of them in 180, nearly doubling the drop rate. But RNG giveth and RNG taketh away. I have a feeling I'm going to go very dry for the Bofa. Alright, here we are again at the bowl. Making the helmet. That is full crystal armor. It actually looks better now that I have the helm, even though the helm looks so dorky. I don't know, the armor helm just kind of doesn't quite fit. But the helm, as dorky as it looks, brings it all together. Does that make sense? This stuff is so easy for me now. You could just go ahead and call me a Grandmaster. You got a problem, bro?
I've been observing. You still have a long way to go, my friend.
Dude, you don't know what you're talking about.
Don't I? Well, let's have a look. Shall we?
Nah, dude. No, no. Dang it, man.
I feel like my privacy has been invaded, honestly.
No way, dude.
Bro, that was ridiculous, man. how'd you even get this footage, dude?
Oh, that's not even half of me.
I freaking stepped on the thing. I misclicked. I got so cocky there, dude.
Oh, come on, man. You're gonna bring up the time I brought in raw food. That is a cheap shot. Oh my gosh. That makes me sad. Wasn't paying attention.
Have you been sufficiently humbled yet?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was just lucky to complete these tasks.
Your humility empowers you. You have my blessing to don our sacred armor. Your final challenge is a test of endurance and willpower. I can no longer help, but I wish you luck in seeking out the ancient bow.
I think I would call that a pretty successful video, wouldn't you? We got our crystal armor, we got the combat achievements done, and we have the experience necessary to just go super dry for the bow for now. I think it probably goes without saying how much I enjoyed making this. It's not really a quick process, but it definitely is rewarding when it all comes together. I really would love to know what your favorite scene was of all the Blender stuff that I made here. I mean, shoot, you can even roast me if you want, I don't even care. That being said though, I do apologize for the gap between videos on this last one. I was sick and I did go out of town for Thanksgiving, so couldn't really be helped. I'm gonna try my hardest to get episode 3 out before the end of the year, but I can't really promise anything because the holidays are just busy, you know? Speaking of episode 3 though, I think it's pretty clear we're going back to Gauntlet, but if you paid attention, there were some clues there as to what's also happening in the next video. As you've more than likely noticed, I love adding little nods to the community in my Blender scenes. I'd like to give a special thanks to Mr. Mammal and Guns Chili for allowing me to use their voice clips as well as just, you know, their character models. Oh, and while we're at it, I should thank all the people from episode 1 as well. It's a lot, so I'm just gonna list them out here. My pyramid prison scene is actually part of a later episode, so I'll thank those guys at that point. I mentioned Mudkip in passing earlier. He's pretty much the reason I got this far on this account. If you like U.I.M stuff, his U.I.M series is phenomenal, and I honestly wish he would go back to U.I.M. But I recently found out that his friend Puff has started a U.I.M series. I didn't even know he had a U.I.M, but Mudkip seems to have passed the torch to him. And his style is pretty reminiscent of Kip, so, you know, it kind of fills that void for me. I truly was astonished at the reception of episode 1. 2,000 views and 250 subscribers pretty much blew my expectations right out of the water. You guys have given me the confidence to make a pretty lofty goal. I fully expect to get embarrassed by this, but I'd really like to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I have something really special in mind for if we do reach that goal. I think all of you Iron Man content enjoyers would really like to see it, just saying. I hope you've enjoyed the ASMR portion of this video. Honestly, this has gone on longer than I thought it was going to, but I had a lot to say, I guess. Enjoy this outro I whipped up, and I'll see you later, dude.